Okay, welcome back. Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33. The finale. Definitely the finale. So apparently all we have to do is head to Lumiere and defeat Renoir. And we are ready to do so. Our main three are all level 99. And I didn't realize this for a while, but the other characters not currently in your party do get the XP from battles. What they don't get is the 20% bonus if you get no damage. So Ciel and Minoka are also 94. So first of all, getting to 99 takes quite a while. There's no like fast forward or anything. And the fastest method of getting XP is actually a specific merchant fight in an optional section of the game. And you can do it over and over. You can fight them over and over. You have to bring in one character, and it's 3 enemies. And if you do it with no damage, you get like 2.3 million XP for the character in the fight, and then minus 20% for every other character. And you can do that, eventually you get it down. You can do it in like 30 seconds, 25, 30 seconds. But it takes like 10 of those to get like one level, starting at like 92 or 93 or something like that. So you gotta fight quite a bit. Getting to 80 is not too bad. You actually can go back to the shores, the landing spot of the expedition at the start of the game, and you fight those big like weird hand monsters. And so that's where I went like first, sort of, when I started this whole section. And it was very tricky. Like beating them like initially was really tricky. Definitely had to parry a bunch and all that, but you can beat them, and they give a pretty good chunk. They give like a pack of 3 gives like I think 1.2 million or something like that, which at level 60 or so is quite a lot. And so getting to 80 is not too bad, and then after that it slows down quite a bit, and then you get in the 90s, and it's very much a slog. And there's not really much reason to go all the way into 99, but I did. Right. So the weapons, I think I said at some point, weapons cap at 20. The abilities cap at level 20, but the actual cap is, of course, 33. So the resplendent, whatever the upgrade material, that goes to 32, and then you have to have the perfect material to go from 32 to 33, and those are very limited. I don't think they're farmable. I don't believe so. And yeah, but there is a very big power jump from going from 32 to 33. Like several thousand power easily. Because that's usually where you get S scaling and stuff, so it's really good. So, yeah. Another thing is stats. Okay. So for optional bosses, I've beaten the hardest optional boss. I've beaten the second hardest optional boss. I think I've beaten most optional content. It's kind of hard for me to tell for sure because there's no like checklist. There's no check marks. There's nothing indicating you've cleared a section or anything like that. So it's a little hard to tell if I've actually done everything, but I know that I've beaten the couple hardest optional bosses and sections. So that's pretty good. So the hardest optional boss, the hardest boss in the game is Simon, which is like an old friend of Verso that was sort of connected to Clair or something like that. And he's kind of been stuck around, and he lost his mind due to his kind of love for Clair or something like that. And so you find him at the bottom of the abyss, which is at the bottom of Renoir's drafts, which is sort of the hardest optional section. So he's definitely the hardest optional boss. He has like fucking 45 million HP, I think. I think a small percentage of gamers are going to actually beat Simon. So I'm happy that I did. However, part of that, not entirely, actually, not entirely, but part of that was due to Mangg having a very, very broken ability that they're going to apparently nerf heavily tomorrow, in fact. And that's Stendhal. And so Stendhal just deals extreme single target void damage, and it's just kind of overtuned. It just does too much damage, and so you get Cheater, which is a Picto that lets you take 2 turns. So you know all your characters are going to have that on, and she'll use Last Chance on her first turn, which costs 1 AP. Reduces her health to 1, but refills all her AP and switches her to Virtuous Stance, which doubles her damage. And then on her second turn, she does Stendhal, which will do quite a lot of damage. And depending on your build and everything like that, it is pretty easy to just get up to 20, 30 million damage with that. So they are definitely nerfing it because it's far and away better than kind of everything else, you know? But I didn't. I tried Simon for a few times, just hoping to rely on Mangg and just being overpowered. What I should have done, I probably could have done it earlier had I gone in with her solo, with the solo fighter Picto or Lumina to buff her damage by another 50% or something like that. The build wasn't perfect. I couldn't quite do 45 million because if he got a turn, it was basically over. Because Simon is pretty much your final exam of either one of two things. Have you found a broken as fuck build where you can beat him before he gets a turn, basically? Or have you mastered parrying? Like, completely mastered it. Like, he does, like, 10 attacks in a row in a combo, and all of them do, like, 2 hits. Like, bam, 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 you know, bam, 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 you know, like, so you have to parry, like, instantly 10 times, twice, like, 20 times, really. And then in his final phase, which I actually skipped, it becomes 3 hits per hit. I don't even know how it's done, but I did watch a little video of someone parrying it, and it's just fucking ludicrous. So either you've mastered parrying to the highest degree, or you've found a broken as fuck build, or several broken builds. And since they're nerfing Stendhal, it is going to be a little bit harder even to beat Simon. But there is, you know, a good number of broken builds, and so I ignored Verso for a long while because Mangg was such a powerhouse between Last Chance and Stendhal and Last Chance and Phantom Strike for AoE. She could basically just kind of one-round anything. But Simon was the last pickle that I just couldn't one-round. But I saw a video of someone doing it with Verso solo, so I kind of stole his build. And his build uses free aim shots a lot. Like, a lot. And due to a large number of Lumina, you can almost free aim infinitely. Not quite. It depends on your luck. But you can easily rack up, like, 10, 15, 20 free aim shots in a turn because of some Luminas that give you AP back. Upon certain conditions, and then free aim shots that apply certain conditions and stuff like that. Like free aim shots that have a chance to apply powerful to yourself, and then you have a Lumina that if you apply powerful to yourself, you get an AP back. You know, something like that. So it's pretty ridiculous. And then he has the follow-up skill, which deals medium single target damage, and it's increased for each free aim shot this turn up to 10 times. And at S rank, with full 10 powered up follow-up, it can do, you know, a very hefty amount of damage. And again, this is with all like glass cannon and he's at 1 health, you know, and all these things. And Mael uses a similar setup, obviously, with Last Chance, where you sit on 1 health. And the point is, you're never going to get hit because you just 1 round stuff and they die and it's over. So either you master parrying or you just kill everything in 1 round. And so for that reason, the Act 3 of this game is a little weird. I guess there probably are builds that you could do on normal difficulty that don't require much parrying, but you're not beating Simon with like a defensive build. I can't imagine actually getting enough health and defense to make that work without parrying almost everything. So yeah, it breaks down a little bit if you don't like parrying and you don't want to just have some obscene build. But, you know, it's optional content, so it is what it is. Right, so, the monolith now says Papa Va-10 because Mael thought it looked empty without the number there. So they went and painted Papa Va-10 on there. Which means, Dad, like, you leave here, you go home, or something like that. Anyways. So, yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting, and I'm glad that I beat Simon, even if I did kind of use someone else's build. Although they did Verso solo, and I actually forgot, when I went into the fight, I forgot to set it up for him solo. So I went in with all 3, and that ended up working out all right. And, yeah. So that's about all there is to say. I'm not going to get all achievements in this run. It was doomed, basically, as soon as I killed, like, that first white Nevron. Because you have to basically save all those white Nevrons and not kill them to get one of the achievements. So I'd have to play through this game again with achievements in mind to do that. I did get everyone to max relationship level, which that's all a bunch of achievements. And you did, I mean, there is some story and dialogue and stuff that you guys missed out on. For each of the characters, and obviously like with Simon, and one location is the Flying Manor where you eventually get to fight Clair. You get to fight the painted version of Clair, who is the second hardest optional boss, although I think there's a bit of a gulf between her and Simon because she died in 1 hit and it was like nothing. She didn't even have like multiple phases. You know, whereas Simon has technically like 3 phases. And Simon, I mean, especially if you can't like 1 round him, as soon as he gets to 40% health in his 2nd phase, he banishes all the active members of the party. And you have to bring in your backup team to finish it. So you either have to skip the 3rd phase entirely by doing like half his health in one shot, or bring in your backup people to finish. So he's fucking brutal without a broken build, I think. Alright, anyways, enough talk. It's time to return to Lumiere and finish it all. And I have everybody equipped with their sort of canon outfits. Even though I have gotten a bunch more kind of sillier ones.
Wait for us here. It's dangerous for you near Papa. We'll have to move fast. I can't maintain them for very long. Tomorrow comes.
Okay. Epic shit. Made slightly less epic by me running around to pick up a color of Lumina that I definitely don't need. After beating Simon, you get 50 of them, but it's like, what's the point? If you can beat Simon, you don't need 50 color of Lumina. Especially because that merchant fight that you do like 150 times. Each time you beat it, you get 2 color Lumina. Why am I picking up Resplendent Catalyst?
Nice.
Just doing this out of habit at this point. We really don't need to fight anything. I guess we could. Right. So yeah, you just go into last chance.
I can do it.
And then you can just Phantom Strike. Yeah. That was the first of like 10 hits. Yeah, so 827,000. My highest hit that I've done, which was on Simon, was about 40 million. And that's a far cry from the... Nice. That's a far cry from the overall record on the internet, which is like 5 billion or something like. I don't know how people are doing that. And I believe when I heard the 5 billion is not even with Mael, it's with CL. Shit going on here, man. Energizing powerful. You have 2 AP on applying powerful. Yeah, that's one of the things. It was one of the pieces of Verso's build, and I didn't have it. I didn't need it apparently, but I didn't want to come here and do the cutscene. Just to get that. If I was going to download one mod for this game, It would just be a mod that makes it so they don't ever get dirty. Like, I don't need to see my characters covered in filth and blood and dirt. And, like, I don't mind, you know, realism taking a bit of a dive and just me being clean at all times. Especially in cutscenes. It's like, oh my god.
The 32s.
The 32s? Let's fight them. Actually, I probably could just hit one. Yeah. Okay, we'll give Verso a turn, although I feel like he's gonna shoot him once and it'll be over. Oh no. 3 times.
What have we here?
I mean, it's very similar to Final Fantasy X, where if you do all optional stuff, you do all the arena stuff, you max out all your sphere grids, do all the optional bosses, and then you go fight the actual final boss, and you just, okay. Like, he can't do anything to you, you kill him in 1 hit, and it's all over. That's how it should be, though, you know? So if you watch his AP here, he's at 6, now he's at 7, 8, 9, 8, yeah.
What have we here?
Your father. He's at the tower.
Yes.
My own.
Isn't it beautiful here? Her paintings are always astonishing. Yet, I wish she would understand. Understand what? Just what it means for me to paint. What do you mean? Boy has gone silent.
Good stuff.
Expedition 33. Apparently we got more than one flag. Damn, it's going hard.
Well, that will help.
That will help. Actually, she sounded a little better there.
Oh, wow.
Chromatic Chassier. Yeah, that's what that is.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they really don't. They don't account for you doing any optional content. You're getting resplendent catalysts. You're getting 167,000 XP at this point, which, I mean, would have been all right maybe when I was level 60.
The Opera House.
Useful.
I don't know why Why am I doing it?
An advantage. Nevrons from the Axon Islands. What are they doing here?
Like Axon's their Papa's creations, not Claire's.
An advantage.
Yeah, I don't want to fight you.
Nice.
Healing stun. Oh, 5% health on hitting a stun target. Oh boy.
Mael,
Let's go.
I mean, it's not like she's killing her dad. Just booting him out of virtual reality. Maybe I should continue. Maybe I should continue. Continue what? Forever, forever. Boy's gone silent. After all the mess that's happening, I was the only one curious enough to make the journey here. But this place is sad. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I'll be buying any weapons, but we'll fight them just to be sure. Maybe there's something we want. Not much of a fight. Thanks for the distraction. Full strength, 25% increased damage on full health. That's not bad. I mean, with our builds, I'd have to also equip the 1, which sets your max health to 1. But I don't know how that would conflict. Because I also have some things that you have to be 10% or less of your max health. So I think those aren't really compatible.
Papa is somewhere past the gardens.
Thought he was in the tower.
Nice.
Okay, a little epic for just a recoat, of which I have like 72 of them. Oh, this looks like final boss battle shit.
Stay in the expedition as much longer.
Matt, we need to defeat them fast.
an advantage.
Yeah, I like Mael's like level 3 gradient attack is Gommage, which just kills like weakened enemies.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're just listening to music. That's all. Just wasting some time listening to good music. Aw, damn it.
I've lived worse.
Useful. Your father's been extra inspired.
Alright, fine. Creation. Yeah, I mean, what more do you need to say? Let me take valuable time out of your day for me to go pick up 2,400 chroma.
Papa's over there. And the chroma we need to bring back Lumiere.
Even I can sense him.
We'd better make sure we're ready.
Oh, I think I'm ready. He is here, doing what needs to be done. What I can't do anymore. What needs to be done. For my sake and theirs. Boy has gone silent. Yeah, there looks good. Bottom of twisted Eiffel Tower.
Papa?
Alicia.
Please. I just want you to understand what this canvas means to me.
I do understand. I know how powerful and intoxicating it is. How deeply attached we can become to the worlds we pour our hearts and souls into. I was enthralled, and it nearly killed me.
It doesn't mean you have to erase Verso's canvas.
Child, do you think I want to? After all the sorrows we've endured, do you really think that I want to destroy this last piece of his soul?
Then don't. Don't.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices. We do what we must.
Grief often blinds us, and we make choices we can never take back.
You grieve for two.
I grieve for many.
The choices of parents leave indelible marks upon their children. But ultimately, the voices in their head have to be their own. You cannot set the boundaries of their life for them.
After the fire, you wanted me to find new joy in life. And I tried. But I couldn't. I couldn't. Verso died because of me. How do I get from that to joy?
Child, it will get better, I promise you. But this is not the way. Your friends speak truth. And it changes nothing. You can hate me. But that's a choice I must make. As your father, I must look out for you. Especially when you can't look out for yourself.
You treat me as if I'm still 5.
I treat you as if the shadow from the worst day of our lives is going to suffocate you and take you from us too! Enough. I said enough.
I think I'll improvise.
It's wild because it's man, he's really like kind of sympathetic. You almost want to lose because, like, yeah, he's partly doing this for his wife, you know, the paintress, because she's gonna just be drawn back to this canvas and get lost in it, and that'll be it. But you know, he's really doing it for Mael. There's a bit of dialogue you missed where when you go and sort of meet with the painted version of Alicia, and Mael talks about how the 3 siblings, you know, and Clair was like the firstborn, and she could do no wrong. She's like perfect at everything she ever does, you know, and you know, the dad always just praises upon praises Clair and everything she does. And then there's Verso, you know, the son, and of course he loved the son. And then there's Mael, and Verso's like, yeah, his actual favorite, you know. And she was just kind of too stubborn to ever realize that she was actually the favorite. And so it's like there was this horrible fire, and he lost Verso, and now, you know, he almost lost his wife, and now he's gonna lose Mael because, yeah, her real life sucks ass. Like, why would she ever want to live there? She can't speak. She's horribly scarred and burned. She lost Verso. You know, she's kind of treated like dirt. The family is shattered. She's got nothing to live for. She's of course gonna want to live here for the kind of the rest of her life until she's lost to the canvas. And he's just trying to prevent that and trying to keep hold on what little family he's got left at this point. So they both have just very good points and very good reasons for doing what they're doing. So it's just tough, but it's a boss battle, so we gotta do what we gotta do. I don't want to kill him with Verso. So we'll just kind of, yeah, we'll just do that just to get him double marked. And then I'll skip. Okay, and she'll, last chance.
This will hurt.
This will hurt. Holy shit, it didn't kill him. 44 million. Oh, okay, it was scripted. He's only got 400 health. 400,000 health.
I do love a challenge, but this is beginning to irk me.
Fuck. He keeps regenerating.
Maybe we focus on the accents first.
She can't.
Mama.
Aline, you're going to kill yourself. It's too soon for you to return to any canvas.
Danger!
Summons the Descendre canvas.
This selfish Aline!
Maximum damage.
Right, yeah, fuck. I forgot about that. So you actually go to a location and you take that painting. And then you're supposed to go back to the manor and put it into a frame, and I forgot to do that. I don't know if that would have affected anything.
I'll manage.
Alright, let's just repeat what we did.
Let the ink flow.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not giving up. Last chance.
You won't quite do as much damage this time. He unleashes his power.
Aside, the canvas is killing you both.
Not this time!
Very nice. Highest damage, 44 million.
Ironic. Your mother was the one who saved me when I lost myself in a canvas. She taught me how to safely use our gift. How to soar without flying too close to the sun. We painted hundreds of canvas worlds, pushing the very boundaries of creation. And she never let me forget that every day we spent here has a price. Yet, are now.
So trust her. If she's doing this, then...
I trust what she taught me. This is not a game. You think you know what's at stake, but you don't.
I know precisely what's at stake. You want control. You want to feel like you're doing something. You couldn't save Verso, so you want to save us. Except you're not. Destroying the canvas won't help us move on. It'll just deny us the one place that helped us feel again.
67 years. 67 years I spent trapped within the monolith. But I persisted. I persisted. Do you know why? Do you know why I cannot leave her or you behind? This is what I see every day. I cannot spend another day with living corpses. Since the fire, our family has crumbled. Aline in the canvas. Clair fighting a solitary war. You, a living ghost. Verso's death broke us. Want it to be fixed. I need it to be fixed. I cannot lose you too.
Don't you see? That's how I feel about them. I can't lose them either. I've lost too much. Papa, see? I've lost so much.
We both lost so much.
Papa, I don't want to lose you either. I'm not leaving you forever. Just a little longer.
I want to trust you, but
You can.
keep the light on for you. I hope you find peace. Hold on to each other.
Verso!
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's time to stop painting. Oh, this is his sliver of... This is the sliver of Verso's soul.
Hi. You're tired of painting, aren't you? I'm tired too.
That's... You shouldn't be able to be here.
Mamon's gift.
Why did you run in? It's dangerous for you here.
See things as they are. Not how you want them to be.
What?
You lied to your father.
No.
He saw it too. But he wanted to believe. You're going to die here. Why don't you just leave? You can always come back.
The moment I leave, Papa will erase this canvas.
This is not worth your life.
What life? My life of loneliness in a shell of a body, with no voice and no future.
You're my El. No matter where you are, you don't need this canvas.
But everything I want is here. Here I have a chance to live, Verso, to live. Out there I merely exist.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices.
Stop quoting Papa!
It's time to stop painting.
Verso! Papa also said, hold on to each other.
Old friend, you've traveled miles, spinning in circles. Your blind eyes under the eye, stripping
I'm sorry.
out colors. But it's time to say goodbye until next life.
Decide the fate of the canvas. Oh boy. I mean, it's Mael's story, right? At the end of the day, the game is about Mael. So I can't have Verso now suddenly win. Just wouldn't be right. Okay, I just get 5 turns before you get to go. Oh, jeez. Sorry, kid.
Please. Thank you. Stop him from painting.
Don't say that. Please, don't say that.
Hey, please, listen to me. Only you can do this. You can do this, please. Unpaint me. Unpaint me.
So,
Please. I don't want this life.
stop saying
I
that.
don't want this life. I don't want this life.
I just wanted to live this lifetime together. This lifetime that was stolen from us. Please. Bro. Please.
I don't want this life. Help me. Help me.
Fuck, maybe I should have played as Verso.
Would you find a reason to smile?
A life to paint.
Guardea,
There you have it.
Je rêverai
Yeah. Seeing Gustav there at the end was pretty fucking hype. And I guess so, yeah, I mean, Verso is just going to be recreated again and again because he's immortal. But she took away his immortality, so now he's grown old. But now, I guess what he was seeing was like the effects that being in the canvas so long was having on Mael in the real world. I'm not quite clear on who that little kid was with Mael. Was that one of the apprentices, or was that... I don't know. At first, I thought she remade Verso, like she was born as like a baby. But I don't think that much time had passed. So, and I don't know. She has to be like a Christ-like figure in that society now, right? Like, she is a god. And I don't know how you'd really hide that, since she had to recreate everybody. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, is it a good ending? Like a happy ending? Sort of. Sort of. Ciel's reunited with her lost husband, and Gustav's back. And, you know, Mael is happy, apparently. But, you know, Renoir obviously had his good points that he lost out on, because now Mael is lost, and, you know, his family is just kind of gone. Right, so that was Clair Obscur. I mean, obviously, pretty fucking incredible, right? I mean, yeah. I'd rate it a very solid, like, 9.4 out of 10 or something like that. I mean, it's certainly, like, a very, very rare game to come along. It's, It just kind of has all the pieces come together. Like, there isn't really an aspect that's just like, oh yeah, that was pretty weak. You know, the story I felt was great. The art direction, just incredible. The music, incredible. The voice acting, the dialogue, the gameplay, all that. Like, just the very complete package. There are some things that I wish were a bit different, that I think could be improved, could be adjusted. Like I said, I think Act 3 is kind of wonky. Just due to the fact of it's just like parry or broken build. There weren't any fights that I did where it's just like kind of a traditional, like I think of like Magus from Chrono Trigger. You know, when you fight Magus in Chrono Trigger, like, that is like a balls, especially if you're a kid and you don't really know what you're doing or something. That's kind of a balls hard fight that takes a long time, you know, and it doesn't require like parrying. You know, it doesn't require split-second timing or anything like that. It does require good use of items and abilities and you know, just working your way through it. And theoretically, you could, I guess, grind an obscene amount where you just kind of obliterate it, but most likely it's gonna just be a tough fight. And really, like, Lavos at the end of Chrono Trigger, I feel similarly. It's like, I've never really grinded so much in Chrono Trigger that I just obliterate that battle. Like, no matter what, every time I do it, it's kind of a tough fight. It's kind of give and take, and there you got to revive. You got to, you got to kind of use everything in your arsenal. Here, there's no fights towards the end that require everything in your arsenal. Because most of the arsenal comes down to parry or one shot. It might have been different. I mean, again, similar to Final Fantasy X, but I felt like Final Fantasy X, the optional fights, like if you're fighting Penance, there's no one shot on Penance. I've actually never beaten Penance, but even, a bunch of the Dark Aeons, they're kind of tough fights. So, yeah, I like the parrying mechanic. I liked it a lot for the first 2 acts, for the majority of the game. But then all the optional stuff, it's so ridiculous. There's too much parrying that it's just like, of course, I'm going to be incentivized to find these broken builds. And then it's just one shot, That's why I said, like, I don't see a way you could beat Simon where you're just like, I'm not going to parry and we're just going to trade blows for a while. Like, no, there's no trading blows. You're either dead or he's dead or you're parrying. So, yeah, I think another complaint that I would have is sort of replayability. There's not, it's a JRPG. I'm not looking for, like, Wrath of the Righteous kind of replayability here and character customization, I guess. But I think about, like, Final Fantasy X, which I've replayed, multiple times, as well numerous times with a randomizer that randomizes the whole sphere grid and stuff. That's a lot of replayability, I feel. And having different characters and stuff. Here, there's a very small cast of characters. There's not really any different, like, skill trees that you're going down or anything like that. There's different weapons, but that's a pretty minor choice. And then there's different, like, Lumina loadouts, sort of. But a lot of the Luminas you're going to use every time because they're just good. Like Cheater. You're going to use Cheater every fucking time because it's just good. So there isn't that much customization there. But yeah, that being said, certainly just an incredible experience. That's going to be talked about for years and years to come. We have not really gotten such a high-profile JRPG like this in many years, I think. And it's sold over 2 million copies now already. That's not counting anything on Game Pass. And as good as it is, I really hope that it also just causes a lot of other studios to kind of perk up. Not just for turn-based sort of JRPG combat like this, but kind of just turn-based in general. Turn-based is not a dead genre. Many people are still very interested in turn-based, and the popularity of this game has even caused plenty of people that I know that have no interest in turn-based games to pick this up. Like, I've heard from people that have no interest in turn-based JRPGs, but they pick this up due to how popular it is, and they are really enjoying it. Because there's nothing wrong with turn-based combat. Like, that's not an archaic concept or mechanic or anything, and it's still very viable and very entertaining. Yeah, Clair Obscur modernizes it in a sense with the parrying and the real-time stuff, although that's not a super modern concept anyways. We had that shit with Super Mario RPG back in the 90s. Yeah, I think a game, of this sort of quality and caliber, it almost doesn't matter. If you're a fan of good games, you're gonna enjoy it. So I really hope, like, Square Enix takes a real hard look at what they're doing. Because I played a few hours of Final Fantasy 16, and whereas this, obviously I devoured and I paid attention to every bit of dialogue and story, which is very unusual for me. It helps that it's French. I do have an affinity for the French, but a lot of the plot has to do with like art and painting, which I really couldn't care much about. But oh, it's just such a good story, such good characters, and yeah, incredible. Really incredible stuff. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. So, they've said that there's a good chance there'll be DLC. So, we might return when that comes out. What would the DLC be about? I mean, the most viable thing, I guess, would be Renoir returning. Because, you know, he wanted to believe that Maëlle would come back out at some point, but she obviously doesn't. So he comes back in. But it's really lame to reuse the same villain. So I can't imagine that. But it's like, who else would there really be? It kind of has to be an exterior presence. You know, they sort of mention here and there about the writers in the real world that are like, that caused the fire. And they're like diametrically opposed to the painters. I don't know what's going on in the real world. I mean, there's a lot of just like really interesting tidbits of lore there. But I don't know why the writers would go into the canvas to try to root out Maëlle or anything. Like, as far as the writers are concerned, I think they're happy with that arrangement. They've successfully, I mean, the Descendre family has been torn apart successfully, so I think it's all good for them. So I don't know who the real villain would be, because again, like, Maëlle is basically a deity in the canvas. It could be Clair, I guess. But you didn't get the impression that Clair really had that much love for Maëlle. So that's hard to say. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they come up with. I hope that it's a similarly, like, really good story, though, and they're not just like, okay, we want more money. People want a DLC, they'll buy the DLC, so let's just come up with something. I hope they would have a really good concept, but, you know, I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt here. They did such a good job. Alright, so that's it. My name is Mangg. Gamers finished watching is Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and I'll see you fine folks around.